Loading left save.
Internet. Hi there, I'm Doc Watson, I'm with BitesizeGaming.com, and welcome once again to Load Last Save. If you missed out on the pilot episode of Load Last Save, let me give you a brief moment to get you up to speed. We review games that haven't quite come out yet, but since the new guy Jack broke our time machine, and we can't get to the future, we're gonna have to make do with what we have already. God, just makes me want to kill something. Speaking of, Hitman! It bears prefacing that me and Hitman don't have the best history. The first Hitman game I played was Conan 47 in 2001, and I wasn't very good. Playing a Hitman game is straddling the line between being very precise and being balls to the wall lucky. Hitman Blood Money was released in 2006, and with Square Enix at the helm, we're getting a new game, Hitman Absolution, coming round about November. So what can we expect from Hitman Absolution? Will it be a classic shanky bag of goodie? Will it be a welcome addition to the series that we know and love? Will I get to fiber wire all of the things? To answer your questions in no particular order, maybe. And yes. Yes. Let's take a look at the latest in the series and the one that actually got everything right. Hitman Blood Money tells the story of the world's most efficient and dangerous contract assassin, Agent 47. The international contract agency that you work for give you objectives, and it is your duty to maim, kill and slaughter everybody that gets in your way. There is a crazy side plot about 47 being the perfect genetic clone and all sorts of cloning stuff happening in the background, but if you're completely new to the franchise, none of that's going to make a lot of sense. In fact, the entire plot of Blood Money is a bit of a mess. It bounces all over the place into different times, into different games, into different places. It gets a bit hard to follow. What you're really here for is all the missions. Blood Money takes what Codename 47, what Contracts and what Silent Assassin did, and brought it all together. And it stands out so much because you get so much freedom in doing what you want to do. The game puts you at A, you've got an objective at B, and then the game gives you a slap on the ass and sends you on your way. IO need to be congratulated for the amount of work that they put into all of the levels and how much you can do with them. Take the mission Flatline, for example. One of your fellow agents has been locked in a shady-ass rehabilitation home, and you kinda need to get him out. Now, you could admit yourself and blend in with the rest of the patients. You could break into the security station and steal the guard's uniform. You could pose as one of the orderlies. And every one of those methods gets the mission done. Alternatively, if you're a boring fuck, you can go in all guns blazing. But the game has a system of reputation and notoriety, so if you do go in and shoot everybody in the room, and then you go ahead running away, fuck the police, you're gonna get punished for it pretty severely in the next mission. In the way you complete missions and in the way the ramifications of what you do carry over, there's something amazingly organic about Blood Money that makes everything that you do so satisfying. It's all to do with the fact that you did it. The game didn't tell you to drop the chandelier on that guy's head. It just happened. But when I mentioned early on that the game lets you do its own thing, it really lets you do its own thing. Which means in turn, if you get busted by the game for any reason, there's no safety harness to bring you back, so that restart button's gonna get pretty worn out after a while. But just because a game is hard doesn't make it any less fun. Hitman Blood Money could have used all of its efforts and difficulty into being cheap, and it doesn't do that in the slightest. And Blood Money being difficult just makes all of the skills that you've learned and all the things that you do and all the people you kill so much more satisfying when the mission's over. Rolling on to Hitman Absolution. Now, if you were one of the select chosen ones that managed to make it through the plots of the first 4 Hitman games, bonus points. Absolution picks up where Blood Money leaves off. 47's handler is assassinated under shady circumstances that may or may not have involved you, and in turn he goes rogue from the agency, begins his hunt for evidence, etc. Now, Absolution will get a whole bunch of other fancy tools as well, including a mark and execute feature unceremoniously ripped from Splinter Cell Conviction, and what the game calls an instinct mode that kinda looks like the detective mode from Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. Look man, I know it's been a while, but you don't need to copy everybody else just to impress us, alright? All of these factors tie into something worrying that one of the lead designers said about Hitman Absolution, and all of them have been saying that it'll be accessible to fans old and new to the franchise. Now, I'm all for having games that are more accessible because the older games wrecked my shit. But my biggest concern is that with the accessibility will come a decrease in difficulty. What made Blood Money so satisfying is that it was so difficult. So when you finished each mission, you could reap the fruits of your labor. Okay, sure, accessibility will let new people to the franchise kind of come in at an easier difficulty level and work their way up. That's okay. But when you take away aspects of the game that made it difficult to begin with just to make it accessible to new audiences, that's where it falls down. The game hasn't come out for certain, so I'm not too sure where it stands on this, but all of the trailers for Hitman Absolution seem to put it fairly nicely in the realm of accessible to new players while keeping aspects of the old. And also quickly, while I've still got time, Hitman Absolution rocks this amazing new HUD. I was saying how Hitman Blood Money was all organic and stuff, but Absolution really takes the cake. The HUD interacts with the environment, so it's nice to see the environment and the HUD working together to make an experience, and I think that's a fantastic new implementation. So am I excited about Hitman Absolution? Yes. Am I scared that it'll take to the tropes of games that have come before it and lose some of its personality? A little bit, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, IO have done an amazing job with the Hitman series, and this new evolution of the franchise? Massive props. But please don't take away the Hitman out of Hitman. We're masochistic, I swear. We like to fuck up. It's fun. If you haven't played Blood Money and you're after a tough, open-worldy stealth kind of game, pick up Hitman Blood Money and give it a go. It isn't for everybody. Just be forewarned, it's no Assassin's Creed. You can't just run away from everything. You've got to be a little bit more careful. But if you enjoyed Blood Money, Absolution looks like it's going to be one hell of a joyride. And who can forget? You get to Garrett everybody. Yes! Play Blood Money, pre-order Absolution. They're both going to be great games. I'll see you guys next week. Wait, hang on, what? I'm not done? Oh right, I have other announcements to do. First of all, I want to thank everybody that tuned into the pilot episode of Load Last Save. It's giving me massive confidence to keep doing them. It's going to be pretty damn awesome. And of course, your comments are always appreciated, so if you did enjoy the video, if you have any critiques, post them down there. They're all read, they're all helpful, and I hope you enjoy Load Last Save and all of its iterations to come. Hopefully we can get that time machine fixed. I'll see you guys next week.